there, join me on my beach hike today. It's a really perfect day for hiking because it's kind of cloudy, but you know, not raining, not cold. So we're just about to embark. Isn't it beautiful here? I just really enjoyed the exercise, the therapeutic sea, waves. Not a person in sight. Well, one or two. So snack time. Crab is that? Anyway, there it is. Yeah. It's not really that big. I'm focusing in. It's moving. He's coming towards me. Done. I think it was about 2 miles or something, but it felt more because we're on the sand. Anyway, time to eat. I didn't expect to be wearing my English coat this soon. It's November, but I figured it's pretty warm here still. But anyways, look at this beautiful day. Please join me from this walk around beautiful area here, this trail nearby. So I wanted to say hi to you here and share with you a couple of things that have been happening since I moved. So we're looking at about a month and a week or something, so a lot happened in 1 month. We bought a house, well I say we, but me. I bought a house, which is nice to have our own home. I must admit, I did look at renting for a while, but that's another subject really. In this area it's a bit expensive for renting, I think, but anyway. I plan to do a video on how to buy a house in the USA, well in Florida specifically, because I've noticed there are some differences having just bought and sold a house in the UK. The major difference that I've noticed is that you have a lot more interaction, you know, with the parties concerned. So, i.e., with the realtor, estate agent, it's pretty similar, but you do more than they do. In England, you kind of just sign up with them and leave them to it, don't you? For Brits watching, but over here it's a lot more. You're interacting with them, saying, you know, more, talking about more specifics, but really largely the whole legal process is much more the buyer. Hi. And so, for example, you have closing costs, which I guess are similar to the estate agent fees, but then you've got other things that you pay for, and you have to go into the title office. But I guess I haven't really added it up, and if you're interested I can do some specific figures, but generally speaking the closing costs can be a lot. In my case, thank God, it wasn't too much due to negotiations, but I still had, you know, a few. I'm just looking around, making sure things are nice and safe, which I do feel safe here. It's a beautiful, isn't that gorgeous down there? So yeah, there's some major differences really. So I had to go into the title office twice. First time to pay the, what they call earnest money, which I've never heard of. Never heard of that in England. In other words, they might like to take a leaf out of their books here, because you know how it is in UK right now. If you go 3 long months, depending on and hoping that your buyers are going to see it through, and then all of a sudden something happens, and it may be for a genuine reason, maybe one of them are ill, or they decide this isn't the area and they pull out. You've got nothing. I'm sure anyone who's bought and sold in the UK can empathise with that, whether you've been a victim of that or not. And I would say the large majority of cases are probably genuine, but you know, you've got those times when people literally just mess you around as well. So yeah, it's quite a big thing in both countries, but there's a lot more participation needed by the buyer. Of course, we have to do our own survey if we want a lender involved, things like that. Property tax here is, you know, like the council tax really, and I would say I try to work it out, which it's not always easy, but it actually did work out cheaper with the property tax for my area. That's not necessarily, you know, going to apply, say, for a bigger house, but I have a 3-bed 2 baths, so that's like a kind of middle of the road, you know, normal size. And then so the property taxes is still a chunk, but over the year kind of works out a little bit less than council tax. As I go along with all my expenses, I'm trying to compare as I go, you know. So a friend reminded me about the petrol cost, the gas cost here. Well, it's still really pretty much what it was when I lived here before. It's gone up and now it's come down again. It's something like $250 to $260 per gallon. So mass bus out there, work that one out. So over there in the UK, I worked it out when I was over there in another video, but it's actually more like $9 or $10 a gallon in gallons, because of course we do it in litres over there. So yeah, quite a lot of difference. So even though you can still burn up the gas, I've noticed, because things can be quite spread out, and if you know, make a mistake and you go the wrong way, the wrong interstate, like we did recently, which happens, you end up with another extra 20 miles on there. We went the wrong way, we went west on an interstate. So fun and games, but really, you know, something like that, if you make a wrong diversion in England, it can cost you quite a bit of petrol money. It wasn't too much. So I can see why Americans do a lot of driving, and they like, you know, they don't think twice really about if they're able to, you know, to do a road trip up to Tennessee, or I'm talking about from Florida, you know. Right now you can understand I've got to recuperate things and, you know, get a job. I have had kind of glimmers and prospects of a job, but I will let you guys know